Hi guys, welcome to my very first video on this channel. I've been testing out, like Snapchat stories and stuff for a hot minute, Instagram lives for a hot minute, and I decided, you know what, let's just go for it. So today we are going to do a little Trixie Mattel recreate. So yeah. We're gonna go for it. I've already glued down my brows, as you can see, which I mean, there isn't a lot of brow there anymore, but every little bit counts. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and put this up, and then we're gonna start in with the skin. So I just got this pharmacy filling hyaluronic acid serum. I love starting with a hyaluronic acid serum just to like kind of plump everything up. You don't need a ton. My skin's been feeling really dry lately, so. And then we go in with our primer. Today I'm going to be using the No Problem primer from Touch in Soul. I've been using them for a hot minute now, and honestly, they're probably one of my favorite primers because like it's very it's like a silicone kind of base. It really like fills in everything. And I have like really bad texture issues with makeup, so anything that can fill in my pores is a plus for me. Alright. So as you can see, we're like, we're videoing in my dorm room because this is all that I have right now. Hopefully, eventually, we can work on getting a decent setup. We'll just have to take some time with it, I guess. So yeah, I powder and put down the brows, and then we're gonna go in with our foundation. I use this Maybelline Superstay. I know Trixie really stands this because it's super high coverage. And it's only like, it's a very affordable brand. It's only like, what, $13 or something? I use this for me, and I use this a lot of times when I have brides who really want like that full coverage kind of makeup. I just dot it around. Just want to see. I don't like the influencers who like do this whole thing because that's so wasteful, especially when you have such a high coverage foundation like this. Alright. So I have a reference picture pulled up for this look, but it's just like her recent style, not necessarily the exact look I'm going for. I've got a bunch of like taupes and mauves and like grays and stuff that I'm gonna kind of go with because considering how high camp she is, she's very natural. Alright, well, that did not cover the brows exactly like I expected, but I think we're gonna go in with like a red touch concealer over that. That way we can kind of get it to disappear and just get to the uncanny valley as they talk about. Alright. So I'm gonna go put on that red concealer and then be right back. Alright. So the brow covering is looking a lot better. Now we're gonna go into the contour. She kind of does her contour after she sketches out her eyeline or whatever. But I am just gonna go for it. So I'm using this e.l.f. Camo Concealer in the shade Rich Ebony. I'm pretty sure it's just the darkest one that they have. And it most certainly is a dark color. I started using this a couple months ago, I think. And it looks crazy. It looks crazy at first. I'm not even gonna lie. It looks crazy. But it does end up blending out relatively decently when you when you put in the concealer, because I have a really, I just have the palest face, so I have a really pale concealer to kind of go with that. I've seen her beat her face so many times, so I'm just really praying this kind of like works out in my favor. Because if it's not, well, you'll never see this video because we're not doing that. We're not having the first video flop. Alright, and then we take a slightly damp, I wet it earlier when I did my face. So it's not totally wet, just slightly damp. And we're just gonna buff all that out. And like I said, I know it looks bad, it looks rough, it looks problematic, but I promise it will get better. We're gonna take our Instant Age Rewind Concealer. And if you guys, I know she said this before in a video, but she kind of actually got me onto it, truthfully. But if you guys want like a cheap or affordable, really good concealer, do this one because it is so good. So we're just gonna do this, cut the cheek, cut the forehead, cut the side. We're not doing under the eye yet, just because we still have to like do that whole sketch out. I just need this forehead to look less intense. I need it to look more like. So the reason we do the really dark contour is so that when you put on your like bronzer and your powder contour later, it ends up kind of evening out a little bit. And then the powder contour can kind of, it has something to go on over. They call this underpainting in the business. That's what you see when you see all those pictures of like Megan Fox or Mila Kunis on the red carpet, J-Lo especially. They essentially have like a whole other layer of skin under their regular skin, which is why as like a makeup artist who does makeup for like weddings and whatnot and have brides, it is the most frustrating thing to have someone be like, oh yeah, I really want just like a regular natural look, and then show you a picture of like Megan Fox on the red carpet and you're like, I don't know if you know what natural means, but that is not it. Alright, so we're gonna get to do a little like kind of get to know me for those of you who like just stumble upon this channel, you know, that aren't people who know me in real life. I am from Michigan, Big Rapids, Michigan is what I usually tell people. I'm really from like a super small part of Michigan called Hersey. That is like my home, but I just tell people Big Rapids because at the very least they know like Ferris, and they know Grand Rapids, of course, so it just saves me some explaining time. I think I'm gonna go in with a powder first because this is all very wet. The powder will help, I think. I hope, I pray. It'll kind of be a bitch to put concealer over this and it'll probably be textured. That was probably a terrible idea, but you know what? Too late now. I swear at least 5 times every time I get ready I like mess up the order of doing things. And then I'm like, oh, well, I shouldn't have done that, but it's done, so. Oh God, I don't know what I did. I don't know what I did. I went too far up with it. Oh God. We're cut that out, cut that out. So, I didn't take into account the fact that my eyes are 2 different sizes, and like, the two sides of my face are different sizes. Like this side is much more wide than this side, because of, you know, like the way that you sleep and whatnot. But we are just gonna go with it and pretend that everything's okay this morning. So I'm just gonna go in with this Hip Dot Zion palette, and we're gonna be focusing a lot on this dark purple shade, blending it out with this, and then deepening with this brown. And then I have some I've literally watched so many of her tutorial videos. So even though I know in my heart that it's absolutely not gonna turn out like that, because I'm hyper aware of this eyebrow situation going on. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. With that, for this kind of like lighter plum peachy shade, for like my drag or whatever, I use it, or I just use the brow. I'll probably do a video on just like me getting ready in my traditional kind of makeup next, but oh, I literally was supposed to be talking about myself this whole time, and then I got distracted by this awful eyeliner situation. So yeah, I grew up in a small town called Everett. I graduated with 69 other people, so there was literally like no one there. We had 15 churches and only one stoplight. So it was interesting growing up, you know. I came out when I was 12, 13, because I couldn't deal, once I figured out like what my situation was, like how I felt, I was like, yeah, we are absolutely not staying in the closet for the next however many years till I got out of high school. I was kind of one of the lucky ones though. You know, my parents were, it took my mom a second, but in the end, they're super, super supportive of me, super supportive of, you know, me doing makeup. And like I just went home a couple weeks ago to do my little sister's like snow coming makeup. And I don't know, it's definitely great having them, because honestly, if they weren't supportive, I don't know if I would have turned out exactly the same. I definitely don't know if I would be as okay, you know, just being myself, being free to be who I am. Yeah. I don't know, I think that I definitely don't regret growing up there though. I met a lot of really, really great people, really great friends. I was able to kind of like, it's one of those things where small towns get shit on quite a bit, and I'll be honest, I shit on it too. And I definitely could not wait to get out of there, move to the big city, and just live my life a little bit more like out proud. But I don't know, I guess I realized that like no matter where you go, there are gonna be good people, and then there are gonna be like people who are not as good. So like regardless of if you're living in, you know, a small town in Michigan or you're living in San Francisco, like there's always going to be those challenges, those terrible kind of people, because that's just the world that we live in. And then I spent the last year kind of just doing whatever, doing you know, working and building up my relationships outside. I've been doing a lot of weddings, which is really nice. I didn't exactly anticipate even doing that kind of stuff with my makeup, because like doing makeup on yourself is a lot different than doing makeup on other people, especially when you take into consideration like different eye shapes and different face shapes and everything, you know. Like I said, it's been a process just to learn how my face interacts with different colors and different products. So yeah, I'm gonna have to think about like different topics to talk about in each of these, you know, other than like discussing the makeup and whatnot, but I'm sure it gets boring for people to like just watch someone explain what they're doing, especially when all I'm doing right now is just like blending what's there. Give me a second. I'm gonna go find my white liner. All right, I lied. We're not doing the white yet. I forgot to. I'm using the NYX Tame and Frame Tinted Brow Pomade. I always mispronounce that word. One of my mentors makes fun of me for it because like I could not for the life of me say it correctly. So we're just gonna. God, brows are literally my worst nightmare. You'd think that someone who literally draws on their brows almost every day would have a handle on how to do a nice brow, but alas, here I am on the struggle bus. Oh God, those are a little high, but it looks suspicious. This is going terribly. Oh God, oh that looks bad. That looks so bad. Whew. Okay, pull it together, pull it together. You know what, regardless of how this turns out, I'm gonna have to post the video because I don't have anything else. Kinda dig it, but it's not very Trixie. Ooh, those do not look like eyebrows at all, but I think we're just gonna do this. And I think I'm gonna blend in some of this like plum color down at the base. Kind of blend that into the brow. Am I a guru? Alright. Now I'm going to take this plum color again and like blend in down here. We never said we were experts. We just said we were trying. Like I don't know how it's gonna go. I don't know how it's gonna go. I don't know how it's gonna go. Lately, I've been like really into watching those like crazy Karen videos ever since the one about Robin resurfaced again. That was a lot, Robin. That was gross. Like I used to work in retail, so like it hits. It really do be hitting when you see those Karens or just people in general just think that they can like walk all over you. I used to work at a gas station, which means we saw truly the cream of the crop. Like I had one guy who would come in and for the very longest time he would like just talk shit about me to my other coworkers, which is really weird. Like I'm not condoning any kind of harassment of retail employees, but if you're gonna do it, don't do it to their coworkers. Like they're gonna tell. Unless they just fucking like hate you. I had another woman who used to come in and she also got a chocolate milk every single day, which, like, granted, I've tried it. It was good chocolate milk, but every day, like, that's a lot. And she literally came in and she was like, yeah, my doctor told me that I need to cut chocolate milk out of my diet. He was like, I have 2 vices, she said. She said, I've got chocolate milk and smoking. She said, I cut smoking out of my diet. I don't do that anymore. I was like, good for you, girl, good for you. And she was like, he also told me I had to cut out chocolate milk. And she said, I'm not doing that. He was like, you have to cut out chocolate milk or you will die. And she was like, but do I really though? Like, this man. I'm gonna go back through with my BH Cosmetics Festival palette because I have a white in here. You can see I've used quite a bit, but it'll just kind of brighten up the white a little bit because right now it's looking very, because it's not, I didn't like cut it with a concealer, I think. Alright, now we're gonna go through and I'm gonna make another line like inside this white. And then we're gonna take the gel to like fill that all in. You know what? Maybe it'll come together. Maybe we'll get a miracle. So I'm gonna go in with this. This is the only gel liner that I have, is this e.l.f. one. Alright, well, surprise, surprise, there's... Well, that is gray. I think we're just gonna go in, just try to do our best with this kind of towards the inside, and then I'm gonna take a nice liquid liner to kind of do those edges a little bit better. It's getting there. Look like Trixie Mattel circa 2015. God, I look like a gay raccoon. You know, when I was at university last time, I would literally, I tried to look like this before, but it was like with her old style. I watched that video of her and Brittany, which, if you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's so fucking hilarious. Literally any video with her and Brittany it's just good. It's a similar energy to like why people love her and Katya together. Only in this case, Trixie is the old one, which is a different scenario. But yeah, I like watched that video where she was doing the Trixie makeup on Brittany and using like those techniques. I'll probably put a video or put a picture of it like there. That way you can see just how terrible it was and how we've come a long way since last time. I also look a lot different than how I looked in that photo. So I'm gonna go in with this NYX Epic Wear. I used to adore when I got into my drag using the NYX matte liner. It was so good. And then they got rid of it. They discontinued it. And frankly, I wanted to kill someone. Like, my heart broke that day. But like, I tried using this for like my regular looks, and the formula is just too thick. But honestly, if you're doing anything with like body makeup or like this where you need a lot and your gel just like isn't cutting it, use something like this because it is very full. And I'm just trying to get it like this liner in here just black enough that I can start putting on and setting it with like black shadow. Yeah, so I know one thing I'm never gonna do if I ever try to attempt the Trixie look again, is I'm never using this. It's so bad. I mean, like, it's good if you want it, but it's just so present on the skin. I prefer, because I use a lot of white liner in my looks, I prefer the same kind, the Epic Wear, only in the white. Like, look at that, it's so much brighter, so much more pale. I don't know why I just didn't do that in the first place. What was I doing? We're gonna let this dry for a hot minute, and then we're gonna like put another layer of, we're gonna put the black on, and I'm gonna use another layer of black to like sharpen up that line a little bit more. So we'll be right back. All right, we're back, and then we're gonna start going in with this black shade here to try to fix this. I'm hoping that if we pack the black in, that it'll kind of mattify everything and make it all seem like one, which it's doing. Like, that's starting to look a lot better. This side is obviously a lot better than the other one, but so then we're gonna go in with that same black. And we're putting in that like little lash moment. Okay. All right, eyes are done. Perfect. Now we can go in with our concealer. Really careful with this. All right, work. Kind of pulling this off. I don't know how. I don't know. I mean, I don't know why you've ever doubted me. And then for me, we're just gonna keep building up contour. I'm gonna take this really bright white shade and kind of put that in there. There. Alright, we're just going to brush all that off. Then we're going to use that same technique. Do cheek cut. Next, we're going to move on to blush, and I mean, it wouldn't be a Trixie video if we didn't do some self-promotion. So I think for this look, I'm feeling this Just a Girl palette. As you can see, I used a lot of this middle one here, but I think we're gonna use this Cult Classic, that darker one, to kind of like further blend out or build up that contour. But then also just, I think it'll be a good color. So we're gonna like, yeah, we're just gonna go in. We're just gonna go ham. We all know that Miss Trixie is not one to shy away from blush. Especially her own blush. Oh, there we go. Personally, I don't feel like the look even becomes a look until you put blush in there. There's something, like, look at this side. Look at that blush. Blush? No blush. Something feels missing when there's no blush. Trixie doesn't always do a highlight really, but I think we can make an exception for this case and go in with her Moxie. Just a little. To like brighten it up a little bit. Trixie's highlights are very like, very subtle. I don't use them all the time just because like I'm a much more pow kind of highlight wearer, but for like everyday women who really just want to like wear some a little bit, have a little bit of a shimmer, a natural glow, if you will, I think they're really perfect for that. All right, it's time to go into the lips. So I am not one to overline my lips a ton, but Miss Trixie, oh god, she overlines Duolin. So we're just gonna help. Alright, those are even enough for me. And I'm just gonna go through my finger and blend. And then for the actual lip color, I think I'm gonna go in with this lighter shade. It's from BH Cosmetics. I have no idea the shade number. The shade was worn off long ago. I really love it because it like dries super matte. Alright. There's that. And then for the gloss, it's literally just like the Ulta Berry Gloss. I'm using whatever I have left of it. I honestly just buy this because it gives a pretty decent gloss and it smells really good. The packaging is not even that great, but I will buy something if it smells super good. Who is she? Alright. Time to put on lashes, I think. I don't have, oh god, this is probably where it all falls apart because I do not have triple stack 301s. All I have are these like self-made lashes. Oh god. Alright, so I'm gonna attempt to do that and then I'll be right back. Alright, so this is the finished look. Honestly, could have been worse. I'm not a huge fan of the lashes. These are the lashes that I made for my Raven look that I did like a week ago. But they're the only pair of 301s that I had, and I chopped them all up, so gonna have to do. I'm slowly starting to like the brow more, even though it's definitely not a Trixie brow. Like, I do kind of like it. I love the lip. The whole Trixie nose is like serving for me. I like this side a lot better. I don't know what happened to this side, where it went wrong. But this side, like, this is the good side. This is like if I were in a model shoot, this is where I'd go. So yeah, oh my goodness. But yeah, this has been super fun. I'm hoping to do a lot more of these soon. I don't exactly know what kind of content, you know, I kind of want to do, like makeup wise, like if I should like do my own stuff, because I do a lot of own original looks. I just don't know if that's the kind of thing you guys are interested in, or if you want to see me do recreations like this every once in a while, or a little bit of a mix of both. Let me know, you know, comment below. I love hearing from everyone. Even if you want me to do, like, I've thought about doing, you know, like doing this look again, but like putting my own spin on it, because I do a lot of particular stuff in my own drag that I could implement into these other looks from other queens. So yeah, love you guys. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please, you know, give a like, hit a subscribe if you want to see more content. Hopefully I'll not get too busy with school and I can like upload regularly. Yeah, thank you. Have a good day.